I want to talk to you about $1.5 million power play. Minimum FICO score 600. So let's talk about business loans for fair credit that build business credit fast. So here's a review I want you to really pay attention to. So, number 6, we have here Acción business loans. Our score 8.5 over 10. So Acción does a great job in helping you build business credit because they will report your data to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. So when we talk about Acción, we are looking at a maximum loan amount of $100,000. So Acción is a nonprofit business lender, and the minimum credit score 525 to 570 depending on your geography. And the estimated APR here, you are looking at 6% all the way to 18%. So Acción Opportunity Fund loans are an option for established businesses that haven't been able to secure traditional financing due to poor credit, no credit history, or a small loan amount. Let's quickly talk about the pros and cons of this loan here. Pros: loan amounts go from $5,000 all the way to $100,000, and businesses in operations for as little as 3 months can qualify. And you have customized loan terms, no prepayment penalty, and you have a business loan that can help you build business credit real fast. Again, they will report to all the 3 major business credit bureaus, including, so that's what? Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. What about the cons here? You do have a slower processing speed compared to online lenders, and Acción is not available in all U.S. states. So what about the qualifications here? Minimum credit score 525 to 570. Minimum time in business 3 months, and minimum annual revenue. It really varies depending on the loan program. So what we love about Acción in general is that it's a nonprofit, so they will work with you. They will actually study your company's financials, and they will see what really works for you. But hey, maximum loan amounts here $100,000. So if you have a larger loan requirements, you're not going to qualify for it through Acción. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have this quick convo with you about the business loans for fair credit that build business credit real fast. Number 5, we have here Biz to Credit. Our score 8.8 over 10. So when you think about Biz to Credit, I want you to think about a lender that's really fast, okay? And the Biz to Credit will report your data to all the 3 business credit bureaus. So you're looking at Equifax, Experian, and Dun & Bradstreet. So this is kind of cool. You can apply for a Biz to Credit loan in minutes. You can have a decision in 24 hours, and you can be funded in you can be funded in 48 to 72 hours. So what are we talking about here? You can receive between $25,000 all the way to $6 million. $6 million. But on average, what we have seen in our research is that you may get that $1.5 million. But hey, listen, it's still great. I mean, we love that. We'll take that any single day. So when you think about Biz to Credit, you have a constellation of business loans that help you build business credit real fast. Now, depending upon the category of loan that you have, Biz to Credit may report to all 3 business credit bureaus or 1 or 2. But one thing for sure, they always report to Dun & Bradstreet. Sometimes they report to Equifax Business. Sometimes they report to Experian Business. But for Dun & Bradstreet, this is automatic. So you have working capital. With the working capital, you can be approved from $25,000 all the way to $1 million. For business term loans, you can be approved for $5,000 all the way to $500,000. And this loan will be paid back in 36 months maximum. For the working capital, the requirements are even lower in terms of the repayment window. For the CRE loan, so CRE stands for Commercial Real Estate Loans. So here you can be approved for a loan that goes all the way to $6 million. That you have interest only up to 36 months, and you can repay the loan within 10 years. Okay, so overall, this is a great lender. We'll love Biz to Credit a lot. You can get approved in 24 hours. Financing for no businesses available, and you have excellent customer support. The only thing we don't like is that you have high revenue requirements and there are some origination and factor fees. So you got to think about that. But again, we're looking at 25,000 all the way to a 2 million, all the way to $6 million. So this is kind of cool. You can use the cash for anything you want. Fantastic. So we love this a lot. Number 4, we have on deck. Our score, 9/10. So when you think about on deck, I want you to think about a lender that's very flexible. Very flexible. Why? Because first of all, they're not asking you for a lot of stuff. They're just asking you for minimum time in business, 1 year. So nothing really complicated here, okay? And they're asking you for, you have a 625 FICO score, annual revenue, $100,000, and you got to have a business bank account. Okay, so this is really important. So when you think about it, on deck is really flexible, simply because they get you the cash real fast. Now, what are we talking about here? We're speaking about you qualifying for a business loan, by the way, that builds business credit. The only thing is on deck only reports to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. They do not, as of the date of this show, report to Equifax Business. They only report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. And here you are looking at $5,000 all the way to $250,000. You have a repayment terms up to 24 months. So you have a on-deck line of credit, and you also have on-deck term loan. So on-deck term loan, you get $5,000 to $250,000. For the on-deck line of credit, you get $6,000 all the way to $100,000. And the repayment terms actually are 12 months. So it is what it is. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic where we're having a conversation about. We're talking about business loans for fair credit that build business credit real fast. And we're having a conversation about a $1.5 million power play here. And the minimum FICO score, 600. Okay, so here are the pros and cons of on deck. Pros, you get your money in as little as 1 day. And you have low minimum credit score requirements. Think about it, 625. This is really it's decent. Okay, what about the cons here? Now, in some cases, on deck will require a business lien and personal guarantee in some cases, and they want you to have an annual revenue minimum of $100,000. So, but hey, listen, if you are in business for a while, you should be making that much anyway. But the good thing about on deck is that you get a one-time lump sum of cash up front with the option to apply for more when you're halfway paid down. This is the on-term loan. Or you can get the loan for your working capital, which is the line of credit. You got a revolving credit line with access to cash when you need it. Fantastic. Number 3, we have Fora Financial. Our score, 9.4/10. So when you think about Fora Financial, I want you to think about a lender that is very nimble, very flexible. We love that a lot. And you basically can get your cash. You can get a business loan for a lot of things. And Fora Financial will report to all 3 business credit bureaus, so you can actually build business credit. They will report to Dun & Bradstreet. They will report to Experian Business, and they will report to Equifax Business. Here you have there are prepayment discounts. Terms are up to 15 months. So if you go to Fora, don't think about 1 year. Don't think about 10 years. Don't think about 5 years. They will limit you at 15 months. So, and this is kind of cool. And Fora actually has a constellation of business loans. They have revenue advances. They have small business loans. Okay. And for revenue advances, you have daily or weekly payback plans because everything is based on your revenue. So Fora is really monitoring everything. And so you can qualify for up to $1.5 million of working capital. So you're looking at $5,000 all the way to $1.5 million. So this is kind of cool. And you have minimum requirements. You have at least 6 months in business. They want you to have at least $15,000 in monthly revenue. This is gross revenue, of course. And your FICO score should be 500. Okay. And you shouldn't have any open bankruptcies. If you have open bankruptcies, Fora Financial is not going to work with you. What are the pros and cons of this lender here? So pros, you have a 1-page quick application. You have fax access to funds. And this lender covers all 50 states. We love that a lot. And this lender reports to all 3 business credit bureaus, so you can actually build the business credit real fast. So what we love about Florida Financial here is that it's very nimble. Okay, they have excellent customer service, and they actually will actually qualify you real fast. You have approval possible in under 24 hours, and you have a high approval rate for borrowers, discounts for early repayments. We love that a lot, and the customer service can be personalized. In terms of the application process, you can pre-qualify. Okay, so there is a soft pull process on the site. You can pre-qualify, and if you have all documentation, you can be funded within the same day. So things can go really fast depending upon you. You got to have the right documentation, of course. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business loans, fair credit that build business credit real fast. Number 2, we have Triton Capital. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about Triton Capital, I want you to think about a business loan, a business lender that reports to Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax Business. They do not report as a date of this show to Experian Business. So it's only Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. But the cool thing about Triton Capital here is that they actually are very generous. So you can actually be approved. It really depends upon your situation, but you can be approved for a large loan amount. They can go all the way to $250,000. And in some cases, they can go all the way to $500,000. But the Triton Capital does a lot of loans, but they tend to focus on equipment loans. So if you're looking for a business equipment loan that actually you want to build business credit through that, go with Triton Capital. Here are the pros and cons of this lender here. So pros, Triton Capital can fund within 1 or 2 business days. There is no prepayment penalty, and you have flexible repayment options, monthly, quarterly, annually, or semi-annually. What Triton will do is Triton will actually sit down with you. They will look at your paperwork. They'll look at your financials. They will see what kind of, like, they will work with you a repayment schedule that works with your liquidity inflows. They will see how often you get paid from your customers. What are your liquidity inflows and liquidity outflows? So they will work with you because they'll sit with you. And so what are the cons here? Triton Capital typically requires a personal guarantee and UCC lien, and they also require, in some cases, high minimum annual revenue. So when we talk about high minimum, we are speaking about $250,000. So Triton Capital wants you to make at least $20,000 every month when it comes to gross revenue, and minimum time in business 2 years, minimum credit score 600, and the maximum loan amount here is $250,000. And the minimum credit score 600, of course. The estimated APR here, you're looking at 6% all the way to 35%. So yeah. Number 1, in terms of business loans, fair credit that build business credit fast, American Express, business line of credit. Our score at 9.8 over 10. And so this Amex business line of credit is really fantastic. It's really fantastic because it does report to all 3 credit bureaus, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. And but in some cases, you might need to ask Amex to report your data because they do not do this automatically. And so you have to ask them. But once you ask, they'll do it for you. You just have to call the customer service and ask. And when we talk about Amex business line of credit, you're looking at a minimum FICO score of 660. Okay, and you basically you must have started your business at least 1 year ago, and you must have an average monthly revenue of at least $3,000. So $3,000, that's the minimum. Let's quickly talk about the pros and cons of this Amex offer. So you have no prepayment penalties. That's the pros here. Okay, I'm speaking about the pros. No prepayment penalties. You have a range of repayment options, no hidden fees, and you can apply online in a few simple steps. Fantastic. And don't forget, so you have this line of credit does have the backing of a financial behemoth. So Amex is a financial behemoth. You also have the ability to report your business loan to all 3 credit bureaus, all 3 business credit bureaus, so you can build business credit. What about the cons here? Well, interest rates can be high. And so this requires a personal guarantee. So it is what it is. So when you think about Amex Business Line of Credit, you have a fast application so you can apply online. I mean, because Amex has done everything simple for you. Like they have actually facilitated the whole process. So when you connect your business accounts to the application, your financial info is reviewed in real time for an efficient decision. So we're speaking about you linking your accounting software to Amex system, and you also linking your business, the bank account to Amex also. You have flexible access, so you can use the revolving line of credit when you need it with no prepayment penalties. You have term length options, 6, 12, or 18-month loan term options with a corresponding monthly fee. And you have straightforward fees in general. We love that a lot because you pay a fee only on the amount you use during the months you have an outstanding balance. So this is kind of cool. So here you have it. I mean, I just gave you the 6 business loans for fair credit that build business credit fast. Let's have a quick overview here. So when we talk about business loans for fair credit that build business credit fast, what you want to do is you just don't want to apply for a lender who's going to report your business transactions. You want a lender who will report to all three business credit bureaus. But if you can't have the 3, you always want to go with one, and that's Dun and Bradstreet. Okay, and it doesn't matter whether you have it doesn't matter the type of business loans you have, whether you have a business loan, a term loan, you have a business line of credit, you have an invoice financing arrangement, you have an equipment loan. Doesn't really matter, as long as the lender reassures you or assures you of reporting your data, you are good to go. Okay, and that's what you want to have anyway. You want to have that reassurance. Now, in some cases, they will do it automatically, but some cases you're going to have to contact the lender and ask them specifically to report your data to the 3 business credit bureaus. But this is important. See, the thing is, when you actually have a business loan that's been reported to the credit bureaus, this gives you extra pressure. I mean, not that you needed to have it, but it gives you extra pressure because it means that you are going to have super thorough and super punctual when it comes to your payment history. And this is kind of cool because it really helps you instill a level of discipline in your budgetary patterns at the business level. And so this is kind of cool. And one thing I also want to say also is that don't apply for a business loan simply because you want to build business credit, right? You want to apply for a business loan when you need it. You need it for maybe inventory, for payroll, you need it for working capital, you need to expand. So the business need must be the first sort of requirements for you to actually go out there and apply for a business loan. Now, if you're lucky that the lender will report your data to credit bureaus, you are good. You are even luckier, I guess. Keep in mind that not all business lenders will report your data to the business credit bureaus. I mean, they don't do it. They don't have an incentive to do it. They will only do it if you don't pay them, right? I mean, if everything is fine, if everything is cool, they don't have any incentive to report you. But if things are bad, then they will report your ass as soon as possible, so that they let other lenders know that you're not a good candidate, you're not a good borrower. So bottom line is, be very careful here. Before I recap today's conversation, I wanted to quickly acquaint you with our method when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing business loans for fair credit that build business credit fast. Check this out. All right, quick recap here. Number 1, we have American Express Business Line of Credit. Our score 9.8 over 10. Number 2, we have Triton Capital. Our score 9.5 over 10. Number 3, we have Fora Financial 9.4 over 10. Number 4, we have On Deck. Our score 9 over 10. Number 5, we have Biz to Credit. Our score 8.8 over 10. Number 6, we have Axion Business Loans. Our score 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay Marvelous.